Trump hosted a black tie gala for the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman.
Stop whatever you're doing because the internet practically caught fire after. Jimmy Kimmel unleashed one of the most volcanic takedowns ever aimed at Donald Trump and Karoline Leavitt. What started as a normal segment instantly turned into a comedy airstrike. It's a kind of moment where you don't laugh politely, you get launched into uncontrollable hysterics. Like someone hit an emotional catapult. Trump had just hosted a luxurious black-tie dinner for Mohammed bin Salman, a man widely connected to Jeffrey Epstein according to multiple accounts. All while his administration floated the idea of delaying food benefits for 42 million Americans. Then the press secretary had to sprint out and walk the whole thing back because it wasn't even legal. Watching the administration communicate felt like watching two hands argue with each other while both were wearing mittens. But that was only the pregame show. Once Jimmy took the stage, the entire atmosphere vaporized into chaos. Out. Trump and Karoline walked in glowing with confidence, completely unaware that confidence was the fuel about to ignite a demolition. They came expecting normal banter, and instead walked straight into a comedic blender. The Epstein list fiasco only added gasoline. Trump teased releasing it. Pam Bondi hyped it. Noon came. And instead of the list, the world got a stack of recycled material everyone already had. No list. No logs. Just disappointment. The audience erupted so violently the laughter felt like it was bouncing off the studio walls. Punchlines didn't land softly, they slammed down like bowling balls dropped from the roof. Jimmy rolled clips of Karoline answering children's questions about Trump's favorite food, favorite room, and religion like she was hosting preschool. Circle time. No space, no mercy, no room to catch your breath. The SNAP benefits did hit even harder. Imagine a guy who never skipped a Happy Meal deciding who gets to eat in this country, Jimmy joked. And when Trump expressed sympathy for Prince Andrew losing his royal titles after his Epstein scandal, Jimmy's response practically shook the room. By the time Trump and Karoline tried to keep their composure, the studio had turned into a televised lava flow of humiliation. Joke after joke fired off so quickly Jimmy might as well have been competing in the 100-meter dash of comedic destruction. Self-awareness evaporated on camera. The burns were so strong, no sunscreen on Earth could offer SPF protection strong enough. Audience reactions were priceless, wide eyes. Dropped jaws, people physically leaning back from the intensity. Even veteran late-night fans looked stunned. Jimmy didn't need props or slides. His face alone could have powered an entire week of streaming content. Watching the moment unfold felt like witnessing a natural disaster, except this one came with applause and a laugh track. Karoline tried defending Trump, claiming he had nothing to hide and that his word should be enough. Meanwhile, Jimmy reminded viewers that Trump literally sent Epstein a handwritten birthday note decorated with doodles and references to their great memories. If that's nothing to hide, then the sky is neon green. Even Mike Johnson voted yes to release the files. When the sarcasm hit full speed, the audience didn't laugh. They launched. Trump and Karoline were cooked, seasoned, and served on a silver platter for national consumption. Clips hit the internet instantly and spread like wildfire. Edits, memes, remixes, it multiplied faster than a political scandal on election week. Then came the Senate vote. They passed the bill unanimously, pushing it straight to Trump's desk. The goal was clear. Pass it by such a huge margin that Trump couldn't slap a Cheeto veto on it. But whether he actually releases everything, anyone believing that probably thinks the White House has extra wings for sale. The studio was living out a spectacle they never expected. People laughed so hard, they unintentionally worked out their abs. Producers didn't need to intervene because the entertainment value was off the charts. Every pause felt like a warning siren before another explosion. Trump and Karoline turned into living caution signs. Reminders that going head-to-head with a seasoned comedian is a terrible strategy. The political world reacted instantly. Nothing spreads faster than consequences hiding inside jokes. Jimmy then mocked the bizarre relationship between Trump and Elon Musk, saying Musk might have checked if Trump got himself pregnant too. Their relationship, he joked, is like a Cybertruck. Cold one moment, on fire the next. Musk publicly threatened to drop Epstein dirt on Trump, but now they're acting like best friends. It was a parade of awkwardness where nobody seemed to enjoy themselves. If public humiliation had a leaderboard, the night shattered every previous score. Online moderators fought for their lives trying to keep up with comment sections exploding in real time. Critics celebrated, supporters panicked. The segment didn't just dominate the night, it became a cultural event. Jimmy created a comedic superstorm so intense, it felt like it could change weather patterns. Trump and Karoline didn't just lose the moment, they lost the entire comedic dimension. The roast became a landmark. The landmark became a trending earthquake. Earthquake became internet history, even long after the cameras shut off. The aftershocks kept shaking the digital world. Congress may have voted overwhelmingly to release the files. But Trump's DOJ allies still have the power to hold back documents supposedly for national security, or to protect investigations. CAR files and videos can be withheld, but sure they'd never misuse that, right? The whole thing smelled off. Trump folded faster than the dog Ghislaine Maxwell gets to play with in her cozy minimum security prison, a facility she shouldn't even be eligible for. But then again, 34-time felons usually aren't eligible for the presidency either. Maxwell now gets perks like puppy time. It's fitting for the world's most infamous groomer. After the broadcast, the internet reacted like it was a global holiday. Reaction videos multiplied like locusts over a wheat field. Headlines examined every punchline like rare artifacts. Even people who normally ignore politics suddenly became experts. Just because the spectacle was too addictive, this moment made the news cycle freeze in place. Something nearly impossible in today's fast-paced world. Comedy and politics fused into an unstoppable avalanche. Jimmy's status skyrocketed to near-mythic levels. Upcoming comedians will probably study this segment like sacred scripture, trying to decode the science behind his televised obliteration. The segment wasn't just a mistake for Trump and Karoline. It was a milestone. A historic misstep carved permanently into public memory. Once it hit the internet, there was no undoing it. The world didn't react. It erupted. Every recap grew more vicious. Every edit sharper. Every joke spawned a whole family tree of mockery. The momentum never slowed. It accelerated. Even when the applause faded, the humiliation kept orbiting like a satellite. And then, as if things weren't strange enough, Trump continued the party at the U.S. Saudi investment forum with the Crown Prince and the Burger King entering like they were about to tag team the Iron Sheik in a wrestling match. Trump and Karoline remained stuck at the center of a comedic hurricane they never prepared for. Their public images flattened like cartoon anvils falling off skyscrapers. Every meme layered on more wreckage. Mercy wasn't trending. What made the moment legendary was how effortlessly Jimmy delivered it all. He didn't force anything. He attacked with the calm of someone folding laundry while the house behind him burns. That calmness made everything 10 times funnier. The moment lived on. It became digital heirloom material. Comedy doesn't negotiate with ego. And trying to fight a comedian mid-performance is like trying to stop a hurricane with a beach umbrella, theoretically possible. Practically catastrophic. The audience sensed the point of no return long before anyone on stage did. Even commercial breaks couldn't fix the situation. And that still wasn't the end. Ghislaine Maxwell's meeting with Trump's former deputy attorney general mysteriously preceded her move to a cushy minimum security prison. Under normal rules, convicted sex offenders don't qualify for that level of comfort. But apparently rules bend easily in certain circles. After the broadcast, the internet treated the segment like a holiday event. Videos spread everywhere. Headlines analyzed every burn. People who've never watched late-night comedy got hooked instantly. For many, this was the most entertaining fever dream reality had offered in months. Jimmy's performance became a new benchmark for televised destruction. The entire moment was etched into cultural stone. Once released, it couldn't be taken back. The world didn't just laugh, it exploded. Trump and Karoline stood there like statues while the entire show turned into a molten river of televised humiliation. Stopped being simple comedy and morphed into full-blown performance art powered by pettiness and razor-sharp timing. Meanwhile, the Senate passed the bill with unanimous consent, pushing it straight toward Trump's desk. The whole point was to get it through by such an overwhelming margin that Trump couldn't slap a Cheeto veto on it even if he wanted to. But let's be honest, anyone expecting him to willingly release every Epstein file probably also believes there's a spare wing of the White House up for sale. The studio audience was living through a saga no one saw coming. People were laughing so hard they were accidentally getting an ab workout. Some looked like they were witnessing a historical moment, not the kind you'd find in textbooks, but the kind families argue about every Thanksgiving. The energy demanded attention. It didn't request permission, swallowed the room whole. Producers didn't have to step in. The segment was a runaway train of pure entertainment. The jokes sped up, the rhythm got sharper, and even the brief silences felt like warnings. Little hints that another comedic grenade was about to explode. Trump and Karoline became walking caution signs about why you never underestimate someone whose job is to destroy people on live TV with a smile. Political reactions were instant and dramatic. Consequences wrapped in comedy move faster than any press release. Jimmy even mocked the awkward bromance between Musk and Trump, joking that Elon was checking to see if Trump had somehow gotten himself pregnant too. Their dynamic, he said, is like a Cybertruck. Cold one moment, on fire the next. Musk once publicly threatened to drop Epstein-related dirt on Trump, yet now they're acting buddy-buddy. A parade of weird, uncomfortable energy. And nobody seemed to enjoy it less than the people involved. If public shame had a scoreboard, that night would have shattered records. Supporters scrambled to find talking points while critics broke out confetti. Moderators online fought desperately to slow down the chaos flooding their timelines. The fallout didn't stay in the studio. It stormed across the internet and turned into a cultural spectacle. Jimmy put together a segment so intense it felt like it could alter the atmosphere. Trump and Karoline didn't just lose a moment. They lost the entire comedic battlefield. Roast became a landmark event. Landmark became a trending tidal wave. And the trending tidal wave turned into digital history, even after the cameras cut. The aftershocks stayed alive. Jimmy launched joke after joke like guided missiles disguised as punchlines. Trump and Karoline became permanent fixtures in the pop culture hall of unforgettable embarrassments. This wasn't a moment that faded, it fossilized. Congress might have nearly unanimously voted to release the files. But Trump's allies in the DOJ still have the power to hide documents for national security or to protect ongoing investigations. Entire files, photos, and videos can be held back, but of course they'd never do that. They're sworn to protect the Constitution, right? Something definitely smelled off. Trump folded faster than the dog Ghislaine Maxwell gets to play with. In her cozy minimum security prison, a prison she shouldn't even qualify for under the usual rules. Then again, 34-count felons shouldn't normally run for president either. Thanks to those connections, she now gets perks like puppy playtime, fitting for the most notorious groomer still alive. After the segment aired, the digital world treated it like a festive tradition. Reaction videos multiplied like insects in summer. Headlines dissected the burns as if they were rare artifacts. People who had never cared about late-night TV suddenly became experts because the drama was simply too magnetic to ignore. This was one of the few moments where reality felt surreal in the best way possible. News cycles that usually move at light speed clung to this story, milking every punchline for more coverage. Entertainment and politics collided into one unstoppable avalanche. Jimmy's comedic reputation soared. He didn't ask for applause. He earned it by delivering controlled destruction so masterful, it'll probably become required viewing for aspiring comedians. The moment was more than a misstep. It was an era-defining spectacle, permanently carved into public memory. And like a badly timed viral post, once it hit the internet, there was no taking it back. The world didn't just react, it detonated. No mild responses, no neutrality. Just total, dramatic chaos. Every recap grew harsher. Every highlight reel grew sharper. Every joke spawned new generations of jokes. Building a family tree of mockery. The machine fed itself. Unstoppable, relentless, accelerating.